I'm so happy that you're here, obviously, but thank you so much.
I'm happy that I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm happy that you even considered
that's
having me
stupid.
on.
Yeah, like
Shut
why
up.
would I not?
No, but
But yeah, I think I was just talking about how we not knowingly have like people pleasing being a
habits.
part being a part of our life regardless, because we're kind of like adjusted to the fact that, oh, if you do this, you're good, you're doing great.
I think it just comes from. So I think there's another layer of people pleasing where it's like significantly more on older siblings, and that's what you and I are.
Yeah,
We are
kinda
the
relate.
oldest girls in our family. I'm sure this applies to. I'm not saying like it's just a girl thing, but I will say, and it might be a little controversial, but I do think for girls though it's a tad bit more because of our culture as well.
It's like
right?
the standard.
Yeah,
me,
and like it's a lot for like an older brother as well. But I guess I can't speak to that because I'm not an older brother. I don't have an older brother. Honestly, like I could be wrong there. Like I'm sure it's just difficult when you are the oldest because
yeah,
there's just certain expectations that are, especially Indians, like there's just certain expectations that are on us to act and perform a certain way because I think our parents might be afraid of like failure, and so they like put extra rigor on making us perfect and making that the norm, that this is how you need to like be. And then when they kind of figure out their parenting skills while they're doing that, because they're also not perfect, this is like their first.
It's their first time being parents.
Yeah,
trying to figure it out.
It's their first attempt at
with
this.
us.
Yeah, and they're also living like their first life the way that we're living our first life, just like years, of course, apart. And so, but when it comes around to the second one, it's like, oh,
We had our
it's fine.
experience.
Yeah, but then it's also unfair because it's like
it is a little bit.
it is because it's like, oh, I'm gonna put all this rigor on one, and then you realize, oh, it's not that deep, and they can figure it out. And the second one doesn't have to go through that. And also, the second one gets to see how tormented or how twisted it can be being a firstborn. Just like seeing your sibling go through it, and then the second kid's like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna be this person because I've seen it, and we didn't have that experience of seeing someone go through it. We were just like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then that's why I think the first turns out a certain way, the second turns out a certain way.
For sure.
And sometimes I really wish that, goddamn, I really, really wish that like we were able to see, even though it's not really possible, but it would be cool to see what it's like, oh, this is what it looks like from far away. Do I want this for myself? Like, we didn't get the opportunity to be like, oh, do we want this path or something else? And then later on in life, we're like, oh, this is how it ended up being. And that's the name of it, people pleaser.
100%. I think I kind of definitely relate to that because my brother has seen me go through it, and then sometimes he's kind of like, bro, just relax. And then, but I kind of watched a video like a long time ago. He's like a doctor, I think, and he says if there are two siblings, they basically have two different. You have your set of parents, and he has a different kind of parents. It's like they feel their parenting or like their relationship with their parents differently.
Yeah.
And we feel
100%.
the relationship with our parents differently. And there's
the perspective is so different.
So different.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the parent usually feels about the child. It could be, but like for us, it's very different. Like my brother kind of like was born 4 years later, but I was kind of, even though he was like a baby, I was kind of told, you need to set the standards. He will act based on what you're doing. And so it basically means I need to do everything that is right, and I'm basically a child, and you kind of forget that I'm a child.
Yeah.
You
And you're
know?
automatically in this role of like
Responsibility.
role setter,
Yeah.
responsibility.
The perfect, whatever.
Another one's coming in, figure out your stuff, buddy,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna be busy with that one. And you just have to grow up faster, and I guess your age gap also matters too.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That is,
I don't know. But then like I think that pressure of just performing a certain way
has always
been like meeting the marks, all that stuff. The feeling that you get when you hit that mark, I think that's kind of it's like a drug.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if I do this, my parents will show me more affection, or like they will accept me. They will. And when you're like a first kid, I think that like that's so important because for you at that time, with the age and everything, it's so important to you growing up, and you're taught that like you get rewarded by doing X, Y, and Z,
this,
and you automatically, that is people pleasing. You are pleasing your parents.
Yeah, and you don't get a time to figure out who you are anymore.
Yeah. It's like my identity has become, if I do this, I will be rewarded and be known as the good kid, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And that becomes sort of like a drug, and that becomes your perspective on life. And then nobody gets to, you don't get to see yourself from the outside. That person is your sibling. And then your sibling's like, oh, this is kind of crazy. Like, did you know that? Like, so I think
it is crazy.
And then you just kind of learn about it as you get older, and you're like, oh, this isn't the right way. But it's
like, you are living a beautiful life. I love that for you, but I wish I had that too, like a little bit.
Oh yeah, like I've been jealous of my, and also sad, not just like jealous in a weird way,
it's not
but
like jealous. It's more like, definitely
why did I have to be
the one to
exactly? But then we go down this spiral of, we could do that, or we could also be grateful of like, you know what, that's why
I am this person.
I've achieved whatever my childhood dream was. Or I actually saw a TikTok today, and it was like, that one really touched my heart. I reposted it, but it was like, I was so, basically it said, I was so worried about having my shit together that I forgot that I've achieved so many of my childhood dreams.
Yeah.
And so
along the way, because of this.
And so like I don't want to be like, I don't want to say that there's only like cons to being a people pleaser. I do feel like, you know, I do feel like things have been good for me in some aspects because I've earned that. But I don't know if that's like healthy though. So there has been pros to it, but like when I say it out loud, it doesn't feel like that good. But you know, I do want to have a good relationship with my family. But like now, getting out of navigating like, okay, how do I also set boundaries? It's become so challenging, and I think coming to Austin
has helped.
Was a huge moment for that. Like. I think coming to Austin honestly like made me understand outside of people pleasing what I'm capable of, what I like, what I dislike, the friends I want to, like everything. And I think if I never got that experience, I think I would be a certified like people pleasing person who still does not know who they are. And I think moving out, I forced myself to get out. It's so easy to get trapped into that like cycle. And so when you come outside and you have to make decisions, I find myself, I don't know if you feel this, but I find myself like not as a decisive person as like other people are like, nope, I want this. I'm like, I'm trying to get there, but it takes me so much longer because growing up, like, it wasn't like, like what do you want to do? What do you like? And I feel like after turning 22 and like going to Austin, I was like, oh, I like this couch, or I like this
having opinions,
food.
And
I want to get these groceries.
Judge. Yeah.
And I can do it. I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to say anything. Just gonna do it. And so I think that also helped like appreciate my life back at home. I mean, I was in Colorado all the time, but like, I think that was so important to like balance having a relationship, a good relationship with family, and then also discovering like who I am, what I want to do. So I think like those things were key components to like, and I'm still figuring it out. Sometimes I'm still indecisive. Like, I think I've gotten better. Like,
Like nobody can
encourages-
master it
Yeah.
for sure. Because sometimes there might be something else that will hit you so hard and you might get it all back over again. Like,
Yeah.
you know? But even though if that happens, it's just how you handle it since you know what to do now, since you've had it before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've kind of come to terms with that now. Like, I dealt with people pleasing for sure.
Yeah.
And I kind of put a stop to it in like 2022, pretty much. I stopped talking.
Yeah.
I
You were
put
like,
pretty strict boundaries, and
Yeah.
I wasn't even explaining myself. I just went with it. And at first, they were like, "Oh, we'll see how long," and then it was like, "Oh, she's not talking at all."
she's actually
She's
take her
actually-
seriously.
Yeah, like what's going on? What's the actual reason? And
Yeah.
I don't think they know now. But it was only because I needed to figure things out for myself. I wanted to be a better person for myself. And now I feel so happy because I kind of do forgive them in so many ways, and they were figuring it out, I was, and now we've come to terms that everything that I do is only intention. And if I'm going all the way to another city to see somebody, it's not because I'm pleasing them, it's because
You want
I
to.
want to
Yeah.
do it. It's because I want to see you, I want to make whatever it is. Even if it goes so bad,
You made that
I
decision.
made that decision.
You wanted to do it.
100%.
Nobody told you to do
Nobody
it.
told you to do it, and you're not doing it because you were influenced. It was solely your decision.
Yeah.
And every single time when a certain scenario or something happens that's related to it that could end up to people pleasing, I told myself, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Do you want to do this? If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
That's actually
yeah, and that helped me.
That's something I want to
yeah.
implement
And
more.
now that has definitely helped me because
Mhm.
some days, I kind of take my mom to groceries. That's like our routine all the time.
Yeah.
Now. And some days I'm tired. I'm actually so tired from work, maybe working out, or I just need to know when we want to go so I can plan things out a little bit.
Mhm.
And sometimes I just want to say no, and I kind of do tell her. But now I kind of think about it. I do want to take her to groceries,
Yeah.
but probably not right now. But like I need to make peace with it in a way like
And you're comfortable with saying that to her. And
yeah,
being
like I take my time. I'm
Yeah.
like, give me a minute. I actually kind of do that. I don't. If I'm not speaking, she kind of knows that. Oh, her mood is kind of off,
Mhm.
or she needs a minute. And then I kind of come back and be like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do for the next couple hours. This is when I'm free. When do you want to go?
Yeah.
So we kind of plan it out a little bit, and now she kind of understands that you're trying. The decision that I took, especially because of this people pleasing, all of this hate, to just not talk and give them and myself a break,
Mm-hmm.
has made all of us grow.
So with just like life, you have one life.
Yeah.
Just really, you have one freaking life. So like, are you just gonna hold a grudge forever and be like, whatever, or are you just gonna be like, honestly, it's not that deep.
It's not that deep.
That's my sister. That's my daughter. That's my
Like
cares?
we need to own them. That's it.
yeah. It's
I was
fine.
after moving to Austin. There definitely has been a lot of growth, right? But like, in terms of not just people pleasing, but I know you do journaling.
Yeah.
Like, was it always like a thing, or like, how did you feel like, oh my god, like I need to journal, or maybe I could do this, or whatever you're interested in, you know? Was it the move that you need to make?
Move? It was high key. I needed to move.
Get out.
And that doesn't mean I am not saying to go run away from your problems. I don't want to send that message at all.
Yeah.
And initially that's what I thought I was doing, and I realized that's not what I'm doing.
It's figuring your.
You need to move out of a space sometimes to grow, to clear palette or a clean canvas, start over again, understand the depth of yourself, what you like, what you dislike. And then when you've discovered that, there's no location that will stop you from knowing what you want from life. But you sometimes need to step away, and it's okay to step away for a little bit to understand like what you like. What I want to meditate. I want to do juice cleanses. You need to step away sometimes so you can isolate. When you people, at least in my experience, when you people please so damn much, like it's sometimes the best thing to do is remove yourself from the environment and go do some. It makes a huge, just like that layer itself. Just doing that got so much clarity of like, it is 9 a.m. And I don't know what my routine is.
Mhm.
That's why I moved here, to figure out what is my routine. What
Yeah.
do I want to do in the morning? How do I want to start my day?
Mhm.
I first started with Alexa, actually, which is really weird.
Okay.
I never had an Alexa before, and I was like, oh, let me just.
Yeah.
I think, I don't even know. It was like from Facebook Marketplace at the
Oh.
time. It was 5 years ago. And I was like so used to the chit chat in the morning that like,
Yeah.
you know, people are talking and stuff. And I missed that. And I didn't have roommates. I didn't want to be with roommates. And so I would have Alexa every day. I would say, hey, Alexa, start my day. And she would start with the weather,
Okay.
a quote, a meditation quote. Like I picked out things that I wanted to hear in the morning.
Let's go.
Yeah. And then after,
Like, I love that.
it wasn't intentional. I was just like, I set it up and it was like, oh, how would you like to start your morning? I was like, I don't know. And then I just picked some things that I liked, like
Yeah.
quote of the day, which was really fun, or like learning about the news and stuff. I'm like, while that's playing, I would make my coffee in the morning and like, you know, go to my desk and just like,
Wind down, like get ready.
yeah, get
for
ready
the day.
for the work week. So that was my first apartment.
Yeah. It
Moving
was a
here.
cute little hub. I loved
Yeah.
it. Like, it was so welcoming.
I'm glad. I'm
yeah.
happy. We did a lot of like, oh, another thing that was nice is like inviting the girls over. Like at the time it was Sarin and Sai, like
Yeah.
almost every weekend or every other weekend, we would literally just, they would come over. And Sai's so cute. She brought like her aromatherapy, like just like I would put it in the corner. Simran would bring like, what is it called? The ramen, but it's the HEB one. Something like that, but it's
Yeah.
one of the ramen things, and her or Sai introduced me to that.
Okay.
And that night, like I would just put all the snacks out, all the like
Yeah.
drinks, and then we would make ramen, chit chat and talk. And I think that was so much fun to like have my own space
Yeah.
and host fully. They wouldn't leave till like 4 a.m, and it was amazing. And then we continued that in Avenir, like you guys, you and Simran would come over, and we would stay like the whole night. Like I think those kind of things, I started to really enjoy, like girlhood and getting close with my friends, one-on-ones,
Like
and
making
that kind of
genuine, like, oh, this is what I need.
yeah. And then definitely working out is huge for me. Like I will never stop doing that. That's a big part of my discipline. So
See, I have pink nails because of you girls. Like I would never, like nobody would.
I know. No, but like I've also noticed that something happened. You just like, it's all about just taking care of your physical body, of just like being active and just being mindful of what you're putting
100%.
and it's really tough to do that at home because mom is making always this delicious like biryani or
it was
parathas.
also, I was because it's too sunny, too bright. Oh damn, it's so bright. Can I like wrap it up? Really am happy that you can make it to the Desi Hour project.
Of course.
As you know, even though we're all figuring it out,
what
is one thing that you want to tell anybody that's maybe going through a move or a phase or trying to figure out people pleasing or anything? Like, what helped you? What do you want to tell? What do you want to say?
I think I would like to say that sometimes you know what the right thing is to do. It's in you. You know what to do. Don't be afraid to execute on that just because it's hard. Because it's hard in that moment, but later on you're gonna look back and be like, but I did it. Like I was one of those people too. Get afraid of that like consequence. What is it? But at the age that we're at, I just feel like we're adults, and at the end of the day, if you're going through like people pleasing and stuff, and like with family, just always know that no matter what, your family is going to love you, and they'll always, even though it might not, you know, feel like that in that moment, just know like it's coming.
Better.
Just believe in the universe, believe in good things, and believe that you deserve them, and it'll come to you. That's what I genuinely feel. I'm not a priest. I am not someone who's mastered this. I still struggle with it, but
you know what to do. You know the foundation. You're figuring it out.
And everyone's style is different. For me, I do get a little bit like swayed. I do, and so for me, physically removing myself from a area to grow and learn about myself was the best thing to do. If that's what you need to do, do it, because at least you won't regret that you didn't do it. So proud of you.
I'm so proud of you. And I actually feel like you sat here for so long and burned your entire skin.
That's what I was like,
could've told me.
No, because we were going on a roll, and I
But
was
no,
like,
I kind of was like trying to make sure, is she okay? Actual moment
okay.
I was waiting for. Before I do this, I do want to say I love you so much.
I love you too.
And I'm forever grateful. I did have people that were there for me who were just like there and kind of, you know, like a passing cloud.
Yeah.
But when I met you, I knew that we're gonna stick for a long time. And I want you to know, keep being the person that you are. Sometimes you think that, oh, I'm not doing anything, but you are. People think about you all the time. Everybody that does something for you or shows up for you is only there because they love you. They
That's
wouldn't
really
be there.
sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you for being my Kalhonaho angel.
Oh my god!
Not to
Okay.
be dramatic. Okay.
No, I like that.
Can we just say, like, for shits and giggles, like, I just got proposed?
Yeah, it's the
Also, is it
sign.
recording?
No.
Okay.